Today we're headed down to Britain, South Dakota. We're excited to be partnering with a local co-op, rebuilding their case ADX 3380 that they typically use for fertilizer placement, strip tilling, and they've been having a lot of issues lately where they couldn't get the rates down, they couldn't even get the tanks to pressurize properly, and so we're going to be going there and essentially pulling the tanks out and replacing everything with stainless to get that working properly so they can do fertilizer actually here in a couple days. We are at the customer site. It's Full Circle Ag. They had us come out here and take a look at their cart, and we'll take a closer look, but there's definitely a lot of corrosion going on, and we're going to be rebuilding it with stainless steel and getting them in the field here in a very short while. I'll introduce to you here the Full Circle Ag team. We've got Matt here that found us and gave us a shout, and we took a look at it. And then Jeremy is going to be helping. He already got a head start here cutting some of the bolts off, so already a good plan happening. And then of course the Ready team with Adam and Steve and Greg, and guys that come from Apario, Intelligent Ag, and John Deere. So really a good mix of guys here. So we're excited to get started and tear this thing apart. Jeremy here at Full Circle Ag has already done a great job getting started. Pretty much every piece of hardware either is completely seized or just spins inside the tank, so there's really no way to get it off. It all has to be cut off in some form. So we've got a torch, we've got some cut-off wheels, some sawzalls, stuff like that. So we'll be getting it off one way or the other. Let's take a closer look in here. A lot of corrosion going on in here. They've already done the lower manifold assembly in the past, full stainless, so we're good there. But it's all the stuff above it that really needs to be fixed, and even simple things like these hydraulic hard lines up here are just ready to blow a pinhole in there and leak all over. And then here is a big problem up here where these manifold seals go. There's just so much corrosion, it's swelling and popping off any retention system that was on there.
Let's just turn this.
So we're making good progress here. We've got the lower manifold assembly dropped, set off to the side here. We're going to be reusing that thing. That one's already stainless. We're in the process of dropping the meter housings themselves, so we're just going to quick cut those bolts with a sawzall. We've got a couple guys going around cutting the bolts out of the tank with a torch. Just really the easiest way to do it. Everything is stuck, and even having an air hammer drive those cut off bolts out is a challenge. We're moving the front intermediate manifold assembly. Adam's up here getting ready to take off the platform up there so that we can start getting the telehandler up there and lifting the tank out. And so we're moving along pretty well, and it won't be long and we'll have the tanks coming out. So we've gotten to a point now where we're ready to pull the tank out. The hardest part has been trying to get these plenums inside disconnected so that we don't damage them and we can reuse them. Just trying to save the parts that we can so that we minimize the cost impact. But really we had to torch off every single fastener around this entire cradle. A combination of torching, using the cutoff wheel, the sawzall, anything we could do to get in there and get it apart. There's some sub cradles, or the main frame that supports the sub cradle, and that was really stuck in there. So we put some tension up from the telehandler to pull up on the tank, but it wasn't coming, so then we had to go in there and use a punch and try to separate this. It just popped, so it's pretty much ready to come. We're just doing some quick final checks and this will come out. But yeah, that's the hardest part, is right around the bottom of the cradle where the plenum comes in, getting that securely out of there without wrecking it, and then getting it so we can lift that tank out. So pretty common theme with this cart is just get the torch. Yeah. Here we're wrapping up day one. We've got all the tanks out of the cart here, air cart. It's taken a lot longer than we anticipated, but we did get everything out. Show you a lot of rust and corrosion here. Let's see if we can get a good angle. But here you can see just corrosion all around the air plenum connections. We're grinding it down. We're gonna be drilling and tapping holes because the studs we had to cut all off. The nuts broke. So here Adam's doing some center punching and gonna drill and tap them. So we're ready for the new ones. So this is what it looks like with no tanks in it. But we're ready to wrap it up for the day. Let's go take a look over at the tanks. We're decided to pull out the cradles with the tanks, and so here's the bottom of the tank here, and there's a good number of holes all the way around, about a dozen on the bottom, another dozen around the top of the cradle. Here's an idea of a lot of the torching that had to be done just to get this off. But we did it. We are just wrapping up now and cleaning up. Here's a lot of the stuff we cut out and took out. We are going to be replacing it. Let's go take a look over here. Some high quality stainless. So here you see the stainless tank cradles, intermediate manifold, the slider latch mechanism, and the meter housings are in the crates down here. But definitely going to be a nice upgrade, and it will be good, as good as new, better actually. But we gotta take these back to the shop. This is all corroded. They don't even, a lot of them don't even function anymore. We're gonna get some new stainless ones quick drafted up. So end of day one, we'll be back for day two to wrap it up and get everything installed.